Alright, I want to start by saying all praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Al-Kadosh, double honors to the apostles and elders and greatness on the whole world, shalom to the whole land. Right, where Hebrews black come ahead week in and week out, once again, alright, to prophesy the downfall of his kingdom, according to the prophecy within the Holy Bible, alright, written to hopefully bring us to salvation, Lord willing to be part of that number of the elect of Israel, and as well to actually make it be known to everyone on the earth as to the state of affairs, why these things are happening, right? Like right now, some of the hot stuff in the news, you had Russia come out, there was an article that was speaking about how UFOs went over their base, they materialized, and they were basically fighting, shut down some fighter jets, but then also activated the missile defense, ICBM missile system, aiming it at America and things of that nature. You have that, you have various other things saying that we're in the worst time ever right now, right, with all the different things happening with AI technology, right, you even got AI right now, they're saying it's going to be able to read your mind, because it's going to basically take cues of your facial, your facial expressions, and different things within the environment, to come to a decision as to, what's going through your mind. And I feel that, what they call it in minority report, pre-crime, right? So they can basically, observe you as a go out the way. And as well, if they find that, it's a way of getting them circumventing, Jake being spread among the heathen. Because if, a heathen with a certain predicament and behaves in a certain manner that a Jake would, they'll take them to being a Jake. Get them out of the way. Right? So many different things going on right now. Right? They're basically the things that were spoken. The Heavenly Father told us to watch as well as pray. So we have to watch and monitor the news to know the things that are going on as what's literally with things presently happening on the earth. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Isaiah 66 and 15. For behold, the Lord Yahweh will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. They're the chariots that can get in. There's a reason why you now have UFOs, which since like the 50s, 40s, since for years, decades, they've basically been spoken of. Like if you're talking about, you saw them, or little green men, blah, 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 then you're a fucking nutcase. But now you have what? The US government coming out and saying, we've been compiling reports, we've been reporting these incidents, there's been various things happening where there's no explanation we can give. It's technology beyond anything that other countries would have. But now, now it's being taken seriously. That's to come from the horse's mouth. But why it's being spoken about is because it relates to the scriptures and it relates to the time we're in. We're in a time where those chariots, those so-called UFOs, they're going to basically get busy. They're going to get stuck in. And I'll read something else after, but I'll read the first one. Verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with his flesh, and the slain of the Lord Yahweh shall be many. I'll read this as well. Zechariah 5:3. Well, I'll start from verse 1, 5 and 1. Then I looked and lifted up my eyes and looked. No, then I turned and lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll. He said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll. The length thereof is 20 cubits, and the breadth thereof 10 cubits. Then said he unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be born. That's it there. This is the curse. Is that flying wrong? That's talking about what? The chariots. That's basically the chariots up in the heavens. They're referred to by various terms, you know, wheel within a wheel, flying wrong, a cloud. And what is basically being called out as what curse goes forth. Which is why that's why Esau looks at terror. When you deal with Hollywood, how they engage. Whenever they're dealing with the aliens, dealing with UFOs, they're always coming to invade, coming to take over. Why? It's foreign for this current rulership, this current kingdom. That's what they are. They're a threat. Then he said unto me, this is the curse that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth. For everyone that stealeth shall be cut off as on this side according to it, and everyone that sweareth shall be cut off as on that side according to it. Yeah, that's the thing, is they're basically coming out to what? To pass out judgment. They're going to be utilized as a portion of that judgment upon the world. Because why? Now is the time where we're in the tail end. Esau's getting ready to come through, and he's essentially fulfilling the role he's been given. The key role he's been given is what? To be that wicked man, to play that role of destroyer, of that son of perdition, and go out and bring legendary levels of destruction upon the world. Which, as you can see so far, he's doing a great job, man. It's like you have the tide high earlier. I was looking at the river, I was just like, bro, this is like, we deal with rivers. They're the lifeblood of the city. Cities were basically able to, were historically built and thrived around rivers because they essentially brought life to that region. But what, you see it now, it's in a state of decay. And that's really how Esau's rule has impacted the current world. He was trying to find it. Ecclesiastes 12:1 says, remember now thy creator the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. While the sun or the light, or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So yeah, we're essentially meant to be roused and wake up to this truth before the judgment gets laid out, man. And as we can see, these things are being fulfilled, man. The world's being darkened. The understanding has been taken from people on a great scale. People don't really engage with any kind of deep thought. Well, they don't engage with any kind of deep thought when it comes to, the overall state of the world. They'll have deep thoughts, but they'll, be a guy where you'll have a conversation between three people. They'll be talking about, the transfer window, football, and saying like how much they should be paying each different, footballer, what club they should go to, how different managers manage their teams, and going into the different tactics they use. How someone would, on one team, how you complement this other team. You'll be there for 6 hours. The guy will break it down to the deep side. Same thing for like MMA. Someone might be watching a fight, then they'll be able to break down, okay, well, you see the technique he was trying to use here, and basically, strengths and weaknesses, how we should approach into this round. how he should have planned ahead of time, what his strategy should have been. You can get into the depths of various things, but then when it comes to the truth, comes to what's taking place on the planet Earth, a lot of people, they're not going to have any kind of energy or mindset to put in sincere thought towards it. Because why? The thing with that is, hey, look at it, you think like, yo, shit's going down the drain. You think, damn, what the fuck's going on out here? But lo and behold, hey, that's a reality. It was the same amongst the prior civilizations, man. A great example is dealing with when Israel was getting prophesied against. When the kings of Israel were getting told, these Babylonians, bubbleheads, are going to come in and wallop you, man, and put you in hardcore bondage. They didn't want to hear it, but hey, it came to pass.
Alright, it's the book of Exodus 14 and 14. The Lord Yahweh shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, wherefore criest thou unto me? Speak unto the children of Israel that they go forward. They shall go and they shall follow them, and I will get the honor upon Pharaoh and upon all his hosts, upon his chariots and upon his horses. Yes, so this is basically what's going to happen with the modern day Egypt, right? Modern day Pharaoh being that America, right? The elites in the society. They're basically going to have their hearts hardened. They're aware of all this information that's within the Bible. And what they do, they choose to abstain from believing because the Heavenly Father's hardened their heart. Alright, made it as to where they do think that, look, we don't care, we're going to do what we're going to do because our enterprise is going to succeed. Alright? But only the Heavenly Father is luring you into a snare, right? Take you into deep waters where you can't swim. Alright? You ain't got no fins, you ain't got no scales. You ain't got, the web hands or whatever to able to, to swim through the deep waters the Heavenly Father is going to take you to. Right? So reading on it says, verse 17, and I, behold, I will harden the hearts of the Egyptians, and they shall follow them, and I will get me honor upon Pharaoh, and upon all his hosts, and upon his chariots, and upon his horses. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh. Right, this is what's going to happen. When you go into the book of Romans, the 9th chapter, it basically speaks of this being the reason as to why Pharaoh's heart is hard. It's so purpose. The Heavenly Father is moving him so high, so that all the honor and esteem that Pharaoh had during that time to be translated into the hands of the Heavenly Father. Right? So it says, verse 18, and the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord Yahweh, when I have gotten me honor upon Pharaoh, upon his chariots, and upon his horses. And the angel of the Lord of the power, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind him. Right? So I'll read that again. The angel of the Most High, being the chariot over that led the children of Israel forward, basically led from them behind, led from behind. Right? So it says, and the angel of the Most High, which went before the camp of Israel, moved and went behind them. And the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them. Right? So it makes it well known. Look, that cloud by day, that pillar of fire by night, it basically was, instead of leading them as a form of exodus out of Egypt, went behind them, right? As a form of buffer between Pharaoh and the children of Israel. And it came, and it's going to say, and it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel, and it was a cloud and darkness to them. But it gave light by night to these, so that one came up near the other all the night. Right? So I'll do that again, so that's equal. And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel, in a way, and it was a cloud and darkness to them, right, to the Egyptians, but it gave light by night to these, showing you that thing, the chariot technology is next level, top tier. Right? It made, great darkness upon the camp of the Egyptians, but it gave great light unto the children of Israel. Alright? So that the one came not near the other all the night. Right? They couldn't see through the darkness. They couldn't find them. Alright? And Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and the Lord Yahweh caused the sea to go back by a strong east wind all that night. He made the sea dry land, and the waters were divided. And the children of Israel went into the midst of the sea upon the dry ground, and the waters were a wall to them on the right hand and on their left. So it had a wall, they were walking through the waters. And the Egyptians pursued and went in after them to the midst of the sea, even all Pharaoh's horses, his chariots, and his horsemen. And it came to pass that in the morning watch, the Lord Yahweh looked unto the host of the Egyptians through the pillar, the fire of the cloud, and troubled the host of the Egyptians. Right? Basically, the Lord started to fuck them up. Right? I've been shooting horns out of time for laser beams, or he may have been, setting them one against another, wherever happened. Right? Oh, well, it says that. See, there's the spirit. That's probably me remembering it from when I read it before. All right? Verse 25, and took off their chariot doors, that they drave them heavily, so that the Egyptians said, let us flee from the face of Israel. So the Lord Yahweh fighted for them against the Egyptians. Right? Well, I misread that actually. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, stretch out thine hand over the sea, that the wolves may come again upon the Egyptians, upon their chariots, and upon their horses. Moses stretched forth his hand over the sea, and the sea turned to the strength of the horsemen and all the hosts of Pharaoh that came in after them. So basically, them walls that were there between the two of them and down the midst of the sea, basically just caved in. Flooded in on the Egyptians, right? Wiped them out. Wiped out their children. Alright, so when that happened, verse 29, but the children of Israel walked upon dry land in the midst of the sea, and the waters were a wall unto them on their right hand and on their left. Basically, the wall caved in the Egyptians and all the children of Israel. Thus the Lord Yahweh saved Israel that day out of the hand of the Egyptians, and Israel saw the Egyptians dead upon the seashore. So that war fell in on them and washed them up back on the seashore. Alright? As evidence, proof to the Heavenly Father. And Israel saw that great work which the Lord Yahweh did upon the Egyptians, and the people feared the Lord Yahweh and believed the Lord Yahweh and his servant Moses. So it basically made him sanctify himself and servant in that act. Right? And the reason why I read that was to serve as an example. Because Esau knows his record, right? These are scholars, biblical scholars that have read through the record and read it themselves. They know what the chariots are capable of, right? Then you get an grave expulsion in the book of explanation. Yeah, okay. See, that's why I go expulsion. In my mind, I've seen it somewhere else. Explanation. Yeah, great explanation of the wisdom of Solomon. 18th chapter, 17th chapter. Around those chapters, you get a great explanation as to what's happening. Right, but in terms of the chariots, that gives you a little insight into the power that gets when they're just coming upon the earth and they're beaming up, coming down and up and going in and out. That's just making it known unto you that, look, we're here. Whereas for what they signify, the record, their record of it, right? It tells you what certain power is doing, right? The great acts they did, how we provided salvation unto Heavenly Father's people, but then death and destruction unto those that oppose against them. That's what these people get reminded of when they see this. You know what I'm saying? So, back in Ecclesiastes 12, I'll go further down. So Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is weariness of the flesh. That's something we'll reason about before the camera came on. Because within the world, I was going into it earlier, there's basically endless things you can get into and study. When you so-called go to uni, there'll be, an endless amount of topics to go into. And afterwards, then, if you even want to study more, you can become a professor, then they'll pay you to research particular topics, man. There'll be people that can spend like years doing studies about various particular topics, whatever it is that tickles their fancy. So you can essentially, look into any topic with any level of depth you desire. But then, when it boils down to is, where does the significance lie? What actually holds weight? What actually matters? You might be able to work out the precise, perfect angle to which to develop your one particular muscle group as perfectly as possible. But then it's like, what we gaining from it? It says the much study is weariness of the flesh. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments. For this is the whole duty of man. That's really what it comes down to. Fear the Most High and keep His commandments. So that's basically going to become the bedrock of understanding in the world. Then it's really something this I've got as well, kind of ties up with Ecclesiastes 12 and 1 was what, you basically need to be roused, come round to that truth before the harshness hits. Matthew 8 and 22 says, and another disciple said unto him, Lord, suffer me first to go and bury my father. But Yahweh said unto him, follow me and let the dead bury the dead. Yeah, essentially, this is something you need to lay your hands on as swiftly as possible. Because when you hear it, it's time sensitive. We're in a point in time where things are time sensitive now.
there are people where it's like they would, you know, they might pass up on something. It's funny, I remember when the Ukraine invasion was happening, there was someone I was watching where they were based in Ukraine, and they were like, you know, we see that after the tanks moved up, they're like, yeah, you know, I'm looking to get the fuck out of the city. But she had to get permits for a dose, she didn't get them in time, and she got caught in a wave, and then it was peace. But then it's like, as soon as she got out to Poland, then she had to go out to France, she had to evacuate swiftly. But that's how peak it is. There's people, they might have seen it and they're like, nah, you know what, I'm going to move out swiftly. They might have got there before all the hotels were getting full, before it was like swamps and people. I'll read this as well. So Job 8 and 8, for inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their father. For we are but of yesterday, and know nothing, because our days upon earth are a shadow. Yeah, really is something where you got to inquire of the fathers. You got to know the heritage. You got to know where you came from to know where you're going. That's the saying used in the world, but it's something that people don't realize the full significance of. Because they might go to their father, their grandfather, but then, hey, to get to the root of it, you've got to go even further back. And that's why you've had basically what the transatlantic slave trade just basically come and decimated the root, understanding the root of a bunch of people. That's why you kind of have them now where they're what? They're essentially picking up. Well, that's why the black identity even exists, because it's some new shit where they just gathered from from nothing. And we're just like, well, we're all black, I guess. We're called niggers or coloreds. It's like, we're all black, so I guess we'll just fuck with that. And hey, knowing where you came from is essential. Because otherwise, it's like you're Edomite, you're trying to get this word. You need to know what your role to play in this thing is. You're not going to get your report here. Yeah, you got to go and talk to your elites, man. You got to go have a word with them. Hey, and knock on their door. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If I read this, I'll just go into Gideon. It's basically a good example. It says, Judges 6 and 12 says, and the angel of the Lord Yahweh appeared unto him and said unto him, the Lord Yahweh is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord Yahweh be with us, why then is all this befallen us? And it's funny because that's really the question you should have going into the truth. Why is it that we're in the state we're in? And then how are we going to get out of that state? That's a reasonable question. I know a lot of Jake in the modern age, it's a lack of answer for that, or they'll find a part of answers where they'll like think like, oh, they might lead it all on like black culture, let's say, and then they'll go and assimilate amongst Esau because they'll think that would be the ointment to their ills, man. That would be the soothing balm to their ills. But they don't realize that that's part of where the problems began. Them essentially going in amongst the heathen and adopting their ways. So that's why you need to have an understanding of why these things are befalling you. So it says, where be all his miracles which our fathers told us of, saying, did not the Lord Yahweh bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord Yahweh hath forsaken us and delivered us into the hand of the Midianites. Yeah, you would think, like, yo, so how come we just been here in the hand of Esau, man? Esau's been able to have his way, and it don't look like they, where's the light? And people wax worse by the day, man. And what to say? And the Lord Yahweh looked upon him and said, go in this thy might, thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have not I sent thee? And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. It's funny because similar with David, where he was held with no esteem within the house, but then he had the greatest glory given unto him to be king.
That's usually how the Most High works. Basically spoke about that, about having a thorn in his side. He prayed for 3 times. The Lord opened it for their my strength, and my never was the name. My strength is great. Bear me one moment. It's time tonight.
Yeah.
I was gonna go there. I've been holding it.
Like fucking slip.
For the residue.
Yeah.
It's a dry out.
Go down a bit. It's like just about. But it's a walk.
Alright, so I'll read into it. 2 Corinthians 2, say 2 Corinthians 12 and 5. Of such an one will I glory, yet of myself I will not glory, but in my infirmity. For though I would desire to glory, I should not be a fool. For I will say the truth, but now I forbear. Lest any man should think of me above that which he seeth me to be, or he heareth of me. And least I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations. There was given me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, least I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord Christ, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, this being a point, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most, and that's written in red, so I read again, my grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Most gladly, therefore, will I rather glory in my infirmity, that the power of the anointing may rest upon me. Right? That's it, it's pretty plain. The Lord basically goes for the weak and the downtrodden. What do they say about the Lord? They say that the man, the friend of the public, harlot. Why would he? Because the Heavenly Father came to fix that which, they that be old, physician, they that be, sick and, I forget the beta. But they basically, if you're ill, you need someone to heal you. That's how the Heavenly Father deals with it. Yeah. So hopefully the Heavenly Father will show you power. You get a mic. does a great act, what's going to happen? They're going to say, oh, well, he does that anyway.
Yeah.
That's why they even said with Gideon, the reading from Gideon in Judges, when he had to cut down the numbers, call, bring down the numbers, the reason it needs to be done in a great manner where the Heavenly Father is shown as a power, right? Where Gideon said himself, like all these miracles I heard about when I was growing up about our forefathers, they participated in seeing as well, right? They destroyed the Midianites and all of the people that were oppressing Israel at the time with a fucking flower pot, a clay pot with a candle in it on the work. Let me read this and then you'll have back. Neither let glory in his riches, but let every man glory in this, that he understands and knoweth me, that I am the Lord Yahweh, which exercise love and kindness, judgment and righteousness in the earth. For in these things I delight, says the Lord Yahweh.
1 Samuel 16, starting in verse 4. And Samuel did that which the Lord Yahweh spake, and came to Bethlehem. And the elders of the town trembled at his coming, and said, Comest down peaceably? And he said, Peaceably, I am come to sacrifice unto the Lord Yahweh. Sanctify yourselves, and come with me to the sacrifice. And he sanctified Jesse and his sons, and called them to sacrifice. And it came to pass, when they were come, they looked on Eliab and said, Surely the Lord Yahweh's anointed is before him. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or in the height of his stature, because I have refused it. For the Lord Yahweh seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord Yahweh looketh on the heart. Yeah, he was looking at Eliab, he's like, damn, this guy's looking like a specimen, man. Looking like a terror among them. But then that wasn't what was waiting. It wasn't looking as fun. And that's funny because it's still to this day. Now we're in a time where the levels of carnality being looked at are superhuman, man. Legendary levels of carnality of how people look at things. Someone say something, it's in what you call that? So that word just fly out, just sit you wear a particular brand of sock. You got Calvin Klein under. Is that? Oh my God! You ain't wearing feet. So you can put your runaway and then leave a bedroom. But yes, but the things weighed now is basically just like carnality turn up to 11. And that was even back in Israel that was being done. Samuel's obviously a man of the law, but he was basically looking at carnal.
It's flesh for the better.
Yeah. We're toast, man. As far as for the flesh, it's already won. That's why we need liberation from it. So it says, then Jesse called Abinadab and made him pass before Samuel. And he said, Neither hath the Lord Yahweh chosen this. Then Jesse made Shammah to pass by. And he said, Neither hath the Lord Yahweh chosen this. And Jesse made 7 of his sons to pass before Samuel. And Samuel said unto Jesse, The Lord Yahweh hath not chosen these. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Are here all thy children? And he said, There remaineth yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Send and fetch him. So yeah, he was a shepherd. He was a sheep herder. But then what? We'll go into, goes into it. imagine, you know, that's what he was looking at. Yeah, he was looking at a level. Like, damn, you know, he's on level, but then when you get to defeats, even the chief, hey, David was getting something, he slays tens of thousands, man. He's going to war, racking up five number digits, man. Legendary performances being put in. Five-digit numbers, what I meant to say.
So this is the book of Sirach 47:1. And after him rose up Nathan to prophesy in the time of David, as did lions as with kids, and with bears as with lambs.
So I'll read that again.
He played with lions as with kids, and with bears as lambs. Alright, a kid is basically quiet. Yeah, a kid is a goat, basically a young goat, a baby goat, right? And obviously a lamb is a baby sheep, basically. Alright? So he played with them, you know, those are very doleful, cute creatures. We're talking about these very dangerous animals, lions and bears, that he basically played with them because if they were just, you know, goats and lambs. Just like playing around with it. Verse 4, slew he not a giant when he was yet but young, and did he not take away reproach from the people when he lifted up his hand with the stone and the sling, and beat down the boasting of Goliath, and he called upon the Most High Lord, and he gave him strength in his right hand to slay the mighty warrior, and set up the horn of his people. Right, so King David, the one, the beloved of the Heavenly Father, that's what the one is, the Lashman Kadash, beloved, right? He basically was sanctified to be a judge unto the children of Israel, right? And him being the judge of the children of Israel, he was at least regarded in the nation as a young man. But in the acts he did in occupying an office showed that he was the right man for the job. So much so to the point where his throne was established forever, right? And his forefather, you know, that's why it says in the book of Psalms, my Lord said, the Lord said unto my Lord, sit here on my right hand until I make my enemies thy footstool, right? So, and that's why I was trying to say, how is it that the Lord said unto David Richard and sit David's throne, right? Because David basically, that's how name is, they established a lineage, right? Just like many forefathers before, going back to, let's go back to Adam, right? Adamites, right? When you went down a bit, you come to Shem, the Shemet. But when you go down a bit more, you get down to Hebrews, you get Hebrews. And after the Hebrews, you get the children of Israel, alright? Then so on and so forth. Within those different houses, there's distinguished men, like, for example, the house of Levi, you had the lineage of Aaron. With the house of Judah, you had the Kenizzite line, I believe, because of the way you pronounce it, I might be getting confused with another line, alright? But you have, like Kenaz, you have these different lineages, and then only King David came out of that line, and he established his line, the line of David, right? Houses, they get cut away and they sanctify land. But the house of that throne of David is a great thing, a highly esteemed thing. Right? But 1 Samuel 16 and 11, and Samuel said unto Jesse, still treacherous. Tell by the way you're standing. No book whatsoever. Remember the same guy and Samuel said unto Jesse, I hear all thy children. And he said, there remaineth yet the youngest,
And behold, he keepeth the sheep. And Samuel said unto Jesse, Send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come hither. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy, and withal of a beautiful countenance. Yeah, youthful. And goodly to look to. And the Lord Jehovah said, Arise.
That means he was a young man, a stripper.
Yeah.
That's why his pops didn't even think to put him. So what are you gonna do, David? He's gonna be sanctified to be, all these choice men are born in my house. Oh, Salah,
Yeah. And he sent and brought him in. Now he was ruddy, and withal of a beautiful countenance, and goodly to look to. And the Lord Jehovah said, Arise, anointed, for this is he. Then Samuel took the horn of oil and anointed him in the midst of his brethren. And the Spirit of the Lord Jehovah came upon David from that day forward. So Samuel rose up and went to Ramah. And then, verse 14, and the Spirit of the Lord Jehovah departed from Saul, and an evil spirit from the Lord Jehovah troubled him. So as it was received on David, then it was taken off Saul. And then Saul as well, he's a man of stature. Physically, you look on him, you think, damn. He's the tower of a man. Like, he looks regal as all hell. But then what key thing missing was he couldn't follow orders, man. He was rebellious, man. He had a rebellious spirit. He was a rebellion. So what? Essentially, you got rent from him. So back in Judges, Judges 6:15, and he said unto it, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my father's house. What's that now? Oh yeah. I am the least in my father's house. And the Lord Jehovah said unto him, Surely I will be with thee, and thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man. And he said unto him, If now I found grace in thy sight, then show me a sign that thou talkest with me. Then even then, it's what Gideon was about, having the Midianites taken down, but he just what, him being a man, he didn't think he could pull it through. He needed his faith shored up. Going to get this, Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Yeah, oppression maketh a wise man mad. Because now in the modern day, Jake ain't even looking. Well, Jake is looking for something oppressing them, man. The same guys that be telling you about, if a white person breathes, it's racism.
Jake was that. I ain't gonna lie, I see it sometimes on social media where I'm like, it feels like that sounds racist. I'm like, nigga, it sounds broken, man.
Yeah.
Like you kill the argument without even like dealing with the point, man. But that shows you the state. Because I usually see it from, obviously I'm gonna say Jake in America. That's the main people say that kind of stuff. Over here, I mean, niggas say it as well. I think it's all my preference now.
Because the way it is in America, it's like
your argument would be like something totally different. They'll say like, people, that's all racist. It's not even like,
So we're talking about, the kicks Bugs Bunny was wearing in Space Jam 2. And they was like, yeah, that sounds kind of racist. It's like, nigga, what the? Like, when they even took, like, talking about a cartoon rabbit, bro. Come on. But that's the thing. Is with Jake, like I was saying, it's like, they'll talk about, if he breathes, he's racist. But then that'll be the same guy you're going to, hoping for some form of salvation, hoping for him to
and
accept
that's
you.
that's the reason why, like I say it as well. Because really, what they're saying is,
Why don't you
don't
love
you-
us,
yeah,
man?
why don't you
Love
love
us,
us,
man. Please.
and the reality of the situation is like, they don't love you, man. And they're not meant to, because their moral fiber, their DNA is hardwired to be, staunchly against you. That's how the Heavenly Father made them, right? That's the alignment. Jacob versus Esau. That's the way of the world.
Remember the movie Context? It's like essentially where they make a big spinning ocean.
Oh, it's fair.
Said, no. Yeah, Context.
Okay.
It's the one with she was in Jodie Foster. Yeah, Jodie Foster. So, yeah, with Jodie Foster, it's like Jodie Foster, they get like beams but from aliens, like instructions to build like a giant gyroscope thing. Then like they release her into it, and then she gets trapped to like the edge of the universe. She meets aliens. Then it's the first contact. Right? She's like, oh wait, you gonna come? What's gonna happen? How are we gonna be introduced to like all these other thingies? And then he's like, oh well, we'll be in touch. It's like why? It's like, why are you doing that? It's like, that's the way it's been done for thousands of years. And that's how it is with Jacob and Esau. It's one of the things, man. It's been done for thousands of years. It's one of the things that's essentially been set from the jump. It's like, you can have Jacob, you can have the representative of the righteous, you can have the representative of the wicked, and they're going to be in contention, because that's something that it manifests even in fictional stories, man. Even in movies, you'll have the way stories are written. You have the protagonist, you have the antagonist. You have the guy who's trying, he's basically trying to make things happen, and then the one that's contending with it, man. Essentially, what? Satan. So that's the reason that manifests is why. It's because that's how the Lord set things up. Even when these different nations rise up, it'll be like, hey, they'll rise up, then what? You have the Babylonians doing their thing for 1 minute. Then afterwards, what, the Medes came through, the Persians came through. Then you had the Greeks come against them. Then the Greeks put them on smash. Then the Romans come against them. Then the Romans put them on smash. Then Jake infiltrated them through. Then they came back up. It's, you got the back and forth. It's a tug of war. And that's it. That's how the world's been established. That's why people are like, why isn't everyone at peace? Why can't we all just peace and love?
I mean, it was designed for peace under the children of Israel. It wasn't designed for, the means of what you desire peace to be. That's not what happened with Father.
Everyone's like, no.
Peace is
It
one
costs John
more
Jay to
bigger.
like have to fortify
Right,
these
but it's
and
not
everything.
something
I don't
that
think it's not.
There's still going to That's just how the Lord mapped it out. Because the thought it's like an animal. What did Mustafa say? It's a circle of life.
That's what he said right before he made it. guy's a lion, man. He's in the jungle. He's got to eat many growls. Many growls. But he's going to go out there and eat. But he understands that it's serpent life. You know, just because he's talking about the serpent life, it don't mean he's going to become a herbivore. Go there.
You can eat grass. So there's that shit. There was a vegan shit. Only you're gonna have a vegan diet. You're gonna have to eat an immense amount of. I remember one guy I used to work with. He was a vegan. He used to eat like an obscene amount of like potatoes, carrots, just like meals were humongous. Like one of the big tubs per meal because it was going to work out. And I'm like, bro, for you to have any means of putting weight on, you're gonna have to be eating an immense amount of carbs as well. Yeah.
But it's funny.
Well, then, yeah, that's like if you can get protein to get various nutrients, it's bro, that's a struggle.
But that's like tea. But I'm talking to him. And then,
Yeah,
I was telling him, yeah, he was eating at the time. And he was telling me like he's having complications. I said, bro, you want to incorporate something like little meat.
The way
I even had to tell him, I said, bro, look, this man that was, you know, to live that lifestyle back in the day, come that time of the year, you know, when it's time for Passover, you got to eat lamb. And there's no food, you better eat that lamb. The Passover. So that's how it went. So, you know, obviously, diet. Like I said, it's a good fish, it's amazing. But you know, vegetables. You know, all that kind of stuff. The meat, the diet. And I know because I come up with it, I know I eat. Bro, we would want to justice or it doesn't eat like I eat like crazy. I'm not even able to make one. You go with chicken and chips. You buy it like that. You buy the whole chicken with the 2-piece chicken, 4 wings, chicken burger, extra fries on the side, like one of them type ones. And they'll pay off the market.
it's like 4,000 calories.
Yeah.
Apparently, okay, well, I'll get into it after. Because there was something else I was gonna say. The vegan diet, there was like that period of time where there was a bunch of these like vegan YouTubers and whatnot, like women, saying they had like hormonal problems, etc. They went to the doctor said, you got to start eating fish. They started eating fish, they stopped being depressed, their periods came back.
That's because that's the omega-3.
Yeah.
Because that works with your brain, even our supplements. That's you know, if you got a hangover, for me, for my body, that back a couple of weeks, I get the vitamin sugar capsules. I don't eat the capsules, though. I bite into it. I suck out the oil with it. But the capsules, no, it doesn't break down. Like, I've left it in water, hot water, it doesn't break down. But I've got some charcoal still.
Try
No, I've done both of them. It doesn't break down. When I went to a chemist, the guy told me to don't eat the capsule, it will break down in your belly. So he told me, but I had some charcoal capsules. I used to always put the capsule, I always do that. Then the capsule dropped to my mouth back, then it just started melting instantly. I was like, oh. So I was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, cool, I can eat these ones like that. Active charcoal. Yeah. But like that fish oil is that flashy.
that means it's oil. It's different.
Yeah. Because it's made out of corn, maize, like corn. So I didn't really just. I said this is like next. They say corn, but that's probably the compound. The most representative compound, but there's loads of other chemicals. Fish oil. Actually, let me just Google it. Benefits. Alright, omega-3 benefits explained. Now you got different levels. Omega-3, you have DHA, you have EPA, same. But there's one that you find in vegan form, that's in flaxseed oil and things like that. But that doesn't have the active one. Whereas fish oil, whereas the other fish oil has
A lot of those as well, it's like how they get absorbed into the body.
that's what it is. There's a difference between the two. Ah, that's it. I'll read a bit of it. So it says, what is omega-3? Omega-3 fatty acids are a group of polyunsaturated fats known for their many health benefits. Two important omega-3, DHA and EPA, are found mainly in oily fish,
So how do you
including
back
salmon,
yourself?
mackerel, and sardines. Alright? So the main salmon, I fuck with that heavy. But you got good, there's many variants of salmon. So you have some that have a greater content of fish in them, right? That will, pound for pound, give you a greater yield of omega-3. Right, mackerel is another good one. I like mackerel as well. I like to just have the fillet. Remember, I just fried it, skin it, season it, with some salad. It's just good. Alright? However, you don't have to miss out if you don't eat fish. Linseeds, pecans, hazelnuts, and walnuts are rich in another form of omega-3 called ALA. Right, that's the other form, which gets turned into DHA and EPA in your body, right? But it's not the same. Don't do the same thing because it gets turned into it. So the yield isn't as great. That's why the doctor told him to eat, fish and all that cured all their things. So it says, let's read the benefits. So 1 to 17. So 1, sleep better. 2, keep skin hydrated. 3, soothe your skin. 4, maintain normal blood pressure. 5, support your memory. 6, keep your eyes healthy. 7, support growing brains. 8, ease PMS, which is period, premenstrual symptom. I leave side that women. 9, support during menstruation. 10, support heart health. 11, help with anxiety. 12, reduce ADHD symptoms and children, which is hyperactive. 13, help with metabolic syndrome. 14, joint health. 15, help with mood disorders, as you said, depression. 16, support bone health. 17, sexual health. Alright, so basically, you have a big portion of your diet missing. If you don't fuck with, meats, fish and stuff. If you don't eat fish, you don't consume it, right, as minerals and nutrients that are needed of necessity. And will set, a chain of illness in your body if you ain't careful. Symptoms. I actually just forgot that I was working all this morning. Like, I kept thinking, why am I so slow? And I remember I slept 4 hours. So yeah. But yeah, freezing time.
Before, even I was going to say there was a YouTube video I was watching. Was a woman guy in the what she said was one of the greatest times when people had one of the greatest times was the children's time. Kind of like early in the Victorian period. Said like the life expectancy was normally quoted as like 40. He said if you don't even give to death, then it's 70 or 80. So they were living relatively long. And it was because of the diet they had. Because it was before there was like tin food and they didn't have refrigerators. So it was difficult to get meat. So they had like a very
seafood.
Yeah. Like lots of food. They ate like up to 5,000 calories, but because everyone was super active, they all slept and in good shape. They'll get like, they'll eat a wide variety of foods.
And obviously the harvest over there, you got like apples, berries, but you have like elderberries. A lot of people forgot about certain when we deal with what do they call it? English garden, or what do they call it? There's a word for it. But you know the English like you could say pantry of like food. You have like elderberries. There's another berry because I ate it. Yeah, over there, it's like a blue, it looks like a blueberry, but it grows on a bush. And it's like a very, like, it's not what they said about farming. It's like a full bush. But the berries look like blueberries, super big. So they have great yield, no one eats them. Elderberry, same thing, great yield, very bitter, very health beneficial. Dandelion, buttercup, there's all these things that basically they would have dealt with before. But now, yeah. So now,
Because they said, like during then they didn't have like easy access to flour, so bread wasn't a staple. There was like things that kind of fucked up afterwards, like bread, canned food, whatnot, canned meat, and then it basically deteriorated from there.
I was trying to remember the truth, but where I used to work before, because it's like an English tradition in the department store, they'll give assessments every beginning. So this guy would come, and he basically tell us about English tradition. So he tells us about preserves. They don't call them jams.
Yeah, preserves. I think jam
that's so he said that makes you have a good yield, and then going into the autumn months and the winter months, that's when your yield would, everyone would, quince. You have the quince will come into harvest, you have oranges, certain things. But then all your strawberries and all your plums and all that type of stuff, you would have boiled that down, simmered it down into a preserve. And you can eat that throughout the course of the year and have medicinal benefits, certain things you eat with certain other things. But those things, they weren't as abundant as before. Also, they have pickled, fruits and veg.
Because there was no refrigerator as well. That basically fed into all those.
And
like,
you would have had to say that.
I think all those different circumstances basically just made it so the diet was balanced a certain way, and then that was the lifestyle as well. Because it was active, like people would be out there. You was obviously saying like the smog and whatnot in the factory would have been fucking them over. But then consider even beside that, they were still living up to like 70. That means they'll get all kind of goodies in their food. And it's funny because when you get to now, like the majority of what people get with is like bread, like what is it? Russia basically putting the ports on smash again, bringing out grain from Ukraine. That's impacting global prices. Because why? Because bread is a staple globally. But it's become a staple where it wasn't as much staple than the bread. There's like most parts of the world, bread is used heavily, wheat used heavily. But then the general balance of the diet has been shifted. I was watching other videos talking about like the food pyramid, where I think it's like the main thing like they're not even giving you if you're following that diet, it's not even the best diet. It's basically promoted by companies that have products to sell.
That's what I say. It's funny because where I work, all-day breakfast, English breakfast, bro, the amount of floaters you see in that toilet, bro. Yeah, shit. It sounds like, and I'm like, blood. I know shit like that my whole life. You don't know. That's not how it's made shit. Like, your shit don't come out in blood, it don't come out black or like, dark color. Because the food's meant to be solid, somewhat solid. It's meant to have leaves coming out of the school.
Yeah, you want to be able to talk.
Yeah.
But
Like, if you're straining
yeah.
or it's like watery and all that type of shit, you get that fucked up, man. That's why, like, even me, I ain't done it before. I've been on my fucking, I ain't been on point. When I'm not on point, I go and get like a pepper salad. You know, with rocket or
Yeah.
what they call it in America.
Act like a beast, bro.
No, it's called something else. Because I heard it, and I'm like, that's what they call rocket. It's astral or something like that.
No, coriander is that's one of
It's thingy.
cilantro.
Cilantro.
Yeah.
Rocket is arugula. Arugula. I heard someone talking about it. I was like, what's that? Oh, rocket. But the salad I get, the ball breast, rocket, that shit it's
Germany,
like,
I
I
just
just
do
eat
like
it like that.
oil,
No, you eat it like that, I don't even eat it like that. I just back it. Probably better if I do it like that.
If you want, it makes it more edible.
No, I know, yeah, I just back
shit
it like that to cleanse out my system.
Because I like washing. When you wash salad, it tastes different. It's like the water on it. That's why I got used to doing it. Because I used to work. So do avocado green salad. I used to do that. So I was like, slice the avocado, wash everything, wash the leaves, salt, pepper, oil, lemon, olive oil, lemon, and then slap. It's like it's basically the dressing, but it's like it's not rather than using comes out of a bottle. It's just like that.
That's like, even like what I do seasoning of meat, I do rub. Only strictly a rub. So that's why like before, when I was living with brother, he used to cook every day, innit? I used to joke and say, yeah, man got fucking benefits for eating better than some man.
Yeah, not even wrong. Not even wrong.
Because we be cooking up like proper dishes, innit?
Yeah.
Remember, he watched all the things, innit? And man would be like, bro, you watch all the things, you can't nothing.
Yeah.
So man used to cook like from it down. But what happened was I used to buy the seasoning and then I realized, oh, you can make your own marinade. You get a bit of everything, spoonful of that, and then you get a little water, it turns into a paste, and you rub it in. And then you marinate it and all that type of stuff. So that's what I used to do. I always do that because I prefer that just like the herbs and the meat, and it's just drawing out the flavor like that. But yeah, I prefer that as opposed to getting stuff in a packet.
Yeah.
Even you can make your own sauce as well.
Right.
Like ingredients to get like a base. It could be like bell peppers, tomatoes, or even like onions and garlic and like spring onions and stuff like that.
Salad separate.
Yeah.
Because
What I like to make is a salsa. Just some tomato, coriander, and red onion. And then a squeeze of like lime. I keep it like that. And then when I eat it, I use pomegranate top like juice.
Yeah.
You know, like the cordial kind of cordial. I use that. I have that with like fried mackerel and some couscous, steamed couscous, with some tossed onions and bell peppers, white onions and bell peppers. Like fried.
It's fun because like you talk to any ethnic about like seasoning, and then you sitting there for hours back and forth about different spices. It's really, I'm like, it's Esau's coming through with the language, because it's like when even like the workout meals, I'm like, bro, it's like how many fucking goddamn
chicken.
like,
Say you don't have seasoning. I remember when
I'm
I
like,
heard
shut
that.
the fuck up,
Said,
man.
bro, it's herbs. Bro, there's nutrients,
Innit?
minerals,
You
and
getting good from that. I'm like, bro, rosemary, that shit kicks. Parsley, sage, rosemary.
When I make stew, that's what I do. I put I season my meat, marinate it with rosemary and thyme. So like a stick of rosemary and thyme.
Well,
So and when I blend the food, the stew, I put one in there, some thyme, and I put what's the other one? couple leaves of basil. No, because man souped up the knives.
Because even like bay leaves as well. Bay leaves and stuff. Like all those, I'm like, bro, it's like if you're talking caloric content, that shit is barely adding anything. It's like a coffee is just like what, like a black coffee. Like 8 calories. It's like when you're dealing with. That's why I never understood that shit. But that's why it's a matter of understanding. But the thing with the herbs is that you get the benefits from it. With the herbs you get benefit from it. But hey, that's not how Esau runs. Esau's basically got it where now the thing is anyway, you go back to the time of like the East India Trading Company and these different things. Those spices were premium grade, man. It was like what was it called? Gold. There's one in particular that was traded. Cinnamon.
Yeah, the seaweed is magic.
Yeah. It's like it needs to proper dry out. There's no sun, so it's not drying out.
The wind is kind of too.
What was that? There was that famous spice. What's the black one called? Yeah, saffron was I think one of the big ones. But then I was saying like spices used to be a mark of like basically you're rich. Being able to use salt, pepper.
Lord, when you basically the regular butter.
Oh,
that's spike. I think one of the spike cards.
Oh yeah.
Mark 14:1. After 2 days was a feast Passover and of the unleavened bread. The chief priests and the scribes saw how they might take him by craft and put him to death. But they said not on the feast day, lest there be an uproar of the people. And being in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment, even alabaster itself. There's a lot, man.
So what's it called? I think it's called something else now.
Mark.
Yeah. Is it? it says onyx marble or Egyptian alabaster or Oriental alabaster.
That looks like
Yeah, because I think I've seen
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah,
So
yeah, that came up.
Was it the one that came from Seashells? There was something else.
But I even showed you that it was a great wealth. Why? Because it came in a box. Like an expensive mineral. Right? So let me read on. It says alabaster box of whiteness of spikenard, very precious, and she break the box and poured it on his head. And there was some that had indignation within themselves as to why was this waste of the ointment made? For it might have been sold for more than 300 pence, and they have been given to the poor, and they murmured against her. And Yahushua said, let her alone. Why trouble ye her? She hath wrought a good work of it. For ye have poured the poor with you always, and whensoever ye may do them good. But me ye have not always. Alright? She has done what she could. She has come beforehand to anoint my body to the burial. Right? So that being showing you what it's done. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached throughout the whole world, this also that she hath done shall be spoken for the glory of God. And that was great. Honor a physician with an honor given unto him for the uses which he may have of him, for the Lord of creation, right? So now, all the food talk we're talking about was off the back of what? The fact that the vegans lacked one of the key minerals and nutrients in their life, alright? Fish oil. They lacked that fish oil, eating fish, alright? So ultimately, they were given it, resolve a lot of the issues that were going on within their life instantly. So when you go into the age-old trope of from I forget his name, Plato, I believe it was, make thy food thy medicine, for food is medicine or something to that effect. Basically your food is you don't eat food, you eat food. You eat food for strength. That's why even when you read the book of Ecclesiastes, it says, blessed art thou when the king basically eats for strength, not for greed. Because food is meant to give you strength. That's why it's a good thing to have fasting as a standard staple in your life. So you eat in due time, basically, strength. That's what you're honestly meant to do. Alright, what's up?
I'm Israel.
Oh, okay. Well,
So you've heard of the names of the tribes on here, yeah? 12 brothers. Did you read your Torah when you were younger, you know? Okay. So you're familiar with Jacob, his 12 sons, yeah?
what tribe are you?
You tribe?
Yeah.
I think we are Levi.
No, Israel. When Israel, Levi, no, we are Israel.
Yeah, but which tribe of Israel? You're his mother, I'm guessing.
I'm yeah, kind of.
Kind of, okay, kind of.
I'm the aunt.
Oh, okay, close.
I think, I don't know which one, but
I think we are Levi.
Because-
Levi is the lowest, right?
Yeah, with the what side?
Levi is the lowest.
Oh, no, they're the highest. They're the priests. Aaron.
you are in streaming.
Yeah. Oh, YouTube.
You too?
Yeah.
Really? We are from, I think, Levi or I don't know.
No, we are not Levi then.
We
That
can
much I can tell you.
we can teach halal sometimes.
You can eat halal sometimes.
We can teach like meat.
Okay.
Some festivals, I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, for yeah, the high note.
We study this.
Well, yeah, because it's the last days. You aware of that? The days
We
when
are Argentine.
it's from Argentina. Okay. So, how long you been here for?
So, 1 week more.
1 week more. How you find it? You like the rain? The rain's a lot there.
This is the name of the YouTube channel.
It's called GMS Quickening.
German?
GMS Quickening.
GMS.
Quickening.
Alright,
So
yeah.
do you follow the Bible, the Torah?
All this.
Yeah. You keep the high holy days and all that type of stuff?
So not finished. Yes.
Oh, okay. Alright.
So what over? Bye.
Sorry guys, have a good
Take care,
evening.
yeah.
Bye.
See you.
What was it? Downward. Young.
Yeah, I could tell.
Very young.
But it's just funny because the only one thing I did take, and that's why I asked what tribe is. That just shows you that these are, they're not the real Israelites. Because if you're saying you're Israel, okay, right, you're Israel. But no one told you that your lineage, like what tribe are you? Say, yeah, we're Levi.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the lowest one, right? It's like, that's the highest one. That's the priest.
Right out there.
It's like, no, we're not living. So that shows you that, see, we're the ones telling them about their so-called culture, which really shows you they ain't chosen, man. They just got told, hey, this is what you are. Slap the yama star in their head and said, that's it, and run with it. But in reality, they don't know what they're into. It really shows you that Heavenly Father, a lot of even Christians, should I say, don't get close enough proximity to really pick their brains and actually understand this kind of thing. So they're really lost to the fact that this is what's really going on.
Because it's more a general thing as well. Because, hey, people out here, they got no clue who or what is going down. And with this, Isaiah 16:2, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. By and large, everyone out here, they're disconnected from who they are. Esau's out here not knowing he's Esau. He's out here thinking he's just white, which don't make no sense if you're European or Caucasian, that's only going part of the way back. But hey, that's the power of disconnecting people from their heritage. Because Israel, Jacob being disconnected from their heritage, they don't know who the hell they are. They don't know what the hell is going on. So it makes it easier for them to be, led one way or the other. Because now it's a thing where, with Jake, where they've essentially, someone else has co-opted their identity, but they didn't even know what's happening. And the guys who've taken it, they're doing what's the term? It's an imitation, man. They've basically just chopped and changed certain pieces, but they don't have the fullness, and they don't even realize the significance of what they're trying to accomplish. That's why it's like, oh, what tribe are you? It don't matter, it's not significant. Meanwhile, you go to the scriptures, these things are detailed. Why is it in Revelation, dealing with what? The revealing of what's going to go down in the last days? Why does it have the 12 tribes? It says 12, who's going to get saved? 12,000 from each tribe. Why is that specified? Why is it when you go to the kingdom of heaven, there's 12 gates? the tribes are obviously still of significance. But then that's how, well, it's now a matter of confusion. People out in the world, they essentially don't put weight to it. But then let you, mess up someone's family line or mess up their surname or something to that effect. They're gonna have something to say about it. But then when it comes to the history of the chosen, then the Lord's just like, oh yeah, it don't matter. It's just whatever. Chop and change. Messing with how he designed.
First one, all right? This is the book of Genesis 49 and 1. Alright, so it says, and Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, alright, that I may tell you that we shall fulfill you in the last days. Alright? Now this is quite significant, because Jacob being only King Jacob, who is King David in reincarnation, who basically is all the people are gonna do the king of Israel, right? He's going to gather the children of Israel together. So they're going to come together under what? The house of David. Right? What's it telling the book of Amos? It says what? In that day should I rebuild close the breaches thereof and bring together the house of David. Right? So this is what this is speaking to. So I'll read it again. Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together. Right? And it's speaking about the elect, right? His sons. Alright? That I may tell you which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. Alright? So basically they're gonna come together and they're gonna hearken unto the words of the Heavenly Father. When they're coming together, what's gonna happen? They're gonna basically distinguish themselves by tribe. Alright, that's the main thing. Because how you gonna only you can be like, okay, I'm an Israelite, but there's gonna be distinguishing things as an Israelite, but then there's gonna be furthermore distinguishing factors pertaining to your tribe. Alright? So you're gonna know that stuff. And because there may be certain things you do that may make you feel like, man, I ain't worthy, I'm not in the spirit. Right? But you might find out, oh, you're just wild, you're just a cat. Oh, you're just wild, you're just a Benjamin. Oh, you're just wild, you're just a group. Different type of tribes and behavior tribes out there. When you read into the history, you see different things, you kind of know, okay, yeah, that tribe has that kind of spirit, they kind of behave like that. They kind of formalize certain behavior. It becomes like, I get why I'm like, you me? So, we read the other point.
And that's a strict trade.
The book of Zechariah 9 and 6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. So that shows you those two individuals, alright, the aunt and the nephew, they're basically bastards dwelling in Ashdod. And they weren't even in Ashdod, man. Where were they? Argentina. They're Argentinian.
So it's just funny because it's like when you deal with South America, a lot of the nations you had from the Southern Kingdom mixing amongst a bunch of the countries. You had Esau, different branches of Esau going in and being in the leadership, the rulership positions within a lot of those countries. That's what Argentina, that's what Argentines and so on. There were resources, hella resources, sure, coming from them, and that's why they're all up in that.
I think the Germans tried doing coup in Peru. And basically got stamped out and killed. But that's what they're doing. These devils went to different nations and established themselves. Surpassed it. And the fact that the reason why I read that as well is because, and I read the scripture before, is because they don't have no forefathers. They can't be gathered because they don't know who their forefather is. Alright? Still got
So I just skipped down to Gideon, basically, just, before he described when he got the victory. Judges 7 and 19. So Gideon and 100 men that were with him came onto the outside of the camp in the beginning of the middle watch, and they had but newly set the watch, and they blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers that were in their hands. And the 3 companies blew the trumpets and brake the pitchers, and held the lamps in their left hands, and the trumpets in their right hands, to blow withal. And they cried, the sword of the Lord Yahweh and of Gideon. And they stood every man in his place round about the camp, and all the camp, and all the host ran and cried and fled. And the 300 blew the trumpets, and the Lord Yahweh set every man's sword against his fellow, even throughout all the host. And the host fled to Beth-Shattar and Zerirath, and to the border of Abel Meholah unto Tabah. Yeah, so it was what? 300 men, I believe.
Yeah, 300.
Yeah, 303 companies. That what we've just was a lamp, a trumpet, and a pitcher. With that, they set the whole army to flight, and that's within was it Matthew 28? For basically following the laws correctly. They said what one will put 100 to flight, 10 1,000.
Yeah.
I think is a yeah. 100, yeah. But essentially, when the Lord's with you, then you'll be able to move the army. You're going to be moving multitudes with just one man, or just 10 or 100. You can put a whole army to flight. So that's essentially maneuvering with blessings. And that's really why the heathen know what the game plan is against Israel. They know what they need to do to basically have it where they can get the W against Israel. That's really what they're trying to accomplish. Getting the victories. But it is what? Through faith, you receive the reward. But the Lord will essentially cover it to where your enemies can't touch you. With this, Numbers 23 and 7. And he took up his parable and said, Balak the king of Moab hath brought me from Aram out of the mountains of the east, saying, Come, curse me Jacob, come defy Israel. How shall I curse whom the Most High have not cursed, or how shall I defy whom the Most High have not defied? Really it's that. When the Lord's got your back, any curse, any attempt they're trying to do to come against you, it's basically going to amount to nothing.
It's futile, just as good as death.
For real too. It is futile, because you're essentially trying to come against what Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has established. That's really what how peak it is. What we're dealing with is, hey, the ultimate power, man. So whereas as long as you're in these good graces, you're nice, you're covered.
But, and even if you are in good graces, it isn't a smooth situation. But ultimately, as a brother said, it is what it is. That just shows you the type of power you have. And even if you're on his good side, it's going to test you, man.
So yeah, another week, Lord willing, be out next week. If not, you know, we're witnessing in real time.
Not.
I mean, it's in. Oh no! If well, I mean, oh no, no.
About side
It was yeah, no. I mean, if well, because what we're witnessing,
Oh, I
hey,
get
things
what
are
you mean.
moving,
Yeah, yeah,
things
yeah.
are moving swift.
I know you mean.
So it's like, hey, we'll see what, you know, what shakes up between this week and next week. But it's been, hey, like with Ukraine and Russia heating up again, with, you know, Elon Musk renaming Twitter X, and then, you know, trying to make it to that super app like they have in China. Hey, we'll see. These things are all signs of what's to come. So yeah, say all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Barakah Kadash. Don't want to see apostles and elders agreeing on the well. Shalom.
I was fucked, yeah. And as I worked there, I walked into, it was really low.